The bastion of wealth and power, the Orzhov Syndicate has no issue displaying their influence in the city of Ravnica, whether that's with the businesses, in the church, or in the courtroom. Sometimes the flaunting of power gets members of the guild in trouble with the authorities, and that's when the guild-aligned lawyers step in to handle matters. So in this video, I'm giving you a build that will have you wield the word of law as an Orhzov Advokist to support your allies in and out of combat. Hey everyone, welcome to Dungeoneers Pack. This is Josh and thank you for watching. Before jumping into the build, here are some things to keep in mind. I'm going to focus on levels 1 to 10 as most campaigns are played in this level range, and builds on this channel are built with the focus on the concept, but also will be viable for combat and roleplay. There are 3 goals I'm aiming to hit for this build. The first is that in order to be a boss in the courtroom, we had to have a way with words. This character will have the skills necessary to influence people. When a simple discussion just isn't enough, this character's words will have power. They will have the abilities that will allow them to use their words and understanding of law to dominate enemies in combat. And the last goal is that we will be taking inspiration from many of the Orzhov Magic the Gathering cards and wrapping ourselves up in that money and power flavor. For our ability scores, prioritize charisma as this is our key stat for our skills and other abilities. Charisma evokes our influence. Whether it's because of our own wealth or social standing, there is a level of magnetism that draws people in or causes a feeling of dread. Follow that up with intelligence as our character has an immense understanding of the laws of Ravnica and the binding magic of the Guild Pact. Knowing just how the system works will inform us on where we can use that Orzhov influence to grease the wheels. Then choose Constitution for a solid amount of hit points. Next is Dexterity to have some defensive bonuses, followed by Wisdom as we rely more on our knowledge instead of our instinct, and Strength is our dump stat. Becoming a member of the Orzhov Syndicate requires money and political influence. It takes time to build a foundation of power. For this reason alone is why there are only 2 humanoid options that make up the membership in the guild: humans and vampires. Humans can accumulate their power through their bloodline, creating a family dynasty, while vampires live an incredible amount of time and can do this all on their own. While humans offer flexibility, I'm going with the Dhampir as the idea of an Orzhov member with a long history filled with many allies and enemies within and outside of the guild has huge story potential. As a Dhampir, we have an increased movement speed of 35 feet and have the standard dark vision. We have the option to choose 2 skills with Ancestral Legacy and one with Deception and Arcana. Deception is just one way that we showcase our cunning with words. We're able to twist the words of others in a way that will benefit ourselves or omit information to not reveal the entire truth. Arcana is our understanding of the law-binding magic that governs Ravnica. Deathless Nature, Spider Climb, and Vampiric Bite represent our dark lineage. With Deathless Nature, we no longer need to breathe. Spider Climb will allow us to climb up walls, and with Vampiric Bite, we can use our chompers as a weapon. There isn't a background for anyone that wants to play a lawyer, but for those that want to reflect their power or relation to the guild, Noble and Acolyte are perfectly fine. But Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica offers a background for each guild, and Orzhov Representative gives us the best of both worlds, reflecting our political power and allegiance to the guild's faith. As an Orzhov Representative, we gain proficiency with the Intimidation and Religion skills, as well as have access to an expanded spell list. Intimidation is our ability to apply pressure on those in our way, flexing our influence outside of the courtroom and our ability to wield and argue the word of law in the courtroom. Religion is simple. This is our faith and commitment to Orzhov. The expanded spell list adds a list of spells we can choose from for our class that gives us a touch of Orzhov flavor. We can choose Friends, Guidance, Command, Illusory Script, Enthrall, Ray of Enfeeblement, Zone of Truth, Blight, Death Ward, and Leomund's Secret Chest. Getting into the level breakdown, starting at level 1, there's only one class that has the power to weaponize words with and without magic, and that's the Bard. Besides the standard Bard class proficiencies, we pick up the Persuasion, Perception, and History skills, and the Bardic Inspiration and Spellcasting features. Persuasion rounds out our social skills. This is our ability to convince the jury with the facts to defend a client or to prosecute a defendant. Perception reflects our ability to listen to opposing lawyers, defendants, and witnesses in great detail. History is our ability to call upon Ravnican law written by the Azorius Senate. With Bardic Inspiration, we will instill confidence in our allies, allowing them to add a d6 to their attack rolls, skill checks, or saving throws. This is our silvery tongue in action, laying it on thick with an Orzhov swagger. The spells for this build focus entirely on weaponizing our words to support our allies. Here are my suggestions for cantrips and first level spells: Vicious Mockery, Guidance, Friends, Message, Bane, Charm Person, Command, Comprehend Languages, Dissonant Whispers, Healing Word, Silvery Barbs, and Tasha's Hideous Laughter. With level 2, we pick up Jack of All Trades and Song of Rest. Jack of All Trades allows us to add half our proficiency bonus to any ability check we make with a skill that we are not proficient with. This feature could be a direct result of our vampire's long lifespan, representing the things we have learned through our experiences. Song of Rest will let us add a bit of extra healing during short rest whenever our allies use a hit die to regain hit points. This could be our character flexing our influence, having the party served a costly meal, or it could be this character retelling an interesting case they have worked on. At level 3, we can choose a Bard subclass, and I went with the College of Eloquence as it encapsulates the master of speech and debate this character should be. We gain the expertise, silver tongue, and unsettling word features, and we can cast second level spells. For expertise, I chose the deception and persuasion skills to double down on the effectiveness of our social skills. Silver tongue further supports this. Anytime we roll for a deception or persuasion check, if we roll a 9 or lower, we count the result as a 10 instead. Expertise in deception and persuasion in combination with silver tongue makes it near impossible to fail social challenges. Unsettling words further exemplifies our mastery with words, allowing us to use a bonus action to spend and roll a bardic inspiration die to subtract the result of a target's next saving throw it makes. For second level spells, I suggest Borrowed Knowledge, Calm Emotions, Crowd of Madness, Enthrall, Silence, Suggestion, and Zone of Truth. Next at level 4, we have the option between an ability score increase or a feat, and I went with the ability score increase choosing Charisma to support our spellcasting and social skills. Trying to max out Charisma as quickly as possible will allow us to excel in our rolls in and out of combat. For level 5, our Bardic Inspiration die grows a size, which is now a D8. We also gain the Font of Inspiration feature and can cast third level spells. Font of Inspiration makes it so now we recover Bardic Inspiration die on a short rest. For third level spells, consider Bestow Curse, Dispel Magic, Enemies Abound, Fear, Mass Healing Word, Sending, and Speak with Dead. With level 6, we pick up the Counter Charm, Unfailing Inspiration, and Universal Speech features. With Counter Charm, we can use an action to give ourselves and allies within 30 feet of us advantage on saving throws against being charmed and frightened. This could be our character reciting Ravnica in law, or even calling upon the spirits that owe a debt to the Orzhov to protect us and our team. Unfailing Inspiration allows our teammates to hold on to their Bardic Inspiration if they used it for an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw and failed. Universal Speech lets us speak to and understand one or more creatures within 60 feet of us as an action. This is a perfect feature to play up our ties to the Orzhov, as it could be us calling upon the spirits to act as translators, whispering in our or another's ear to help everyone understand each other. When we hit level 7, we can start casting 4th level spells, and here are my suggestions: Charm Monster, Compulsion, and Confusion. At level 8, we have the option between an ability score increase or a feat again, and I went with the ability score increase again. Choose Charisma if it hasn't been maxed out yet. Dexterity and Constitution are both viable alternative options, as they either boost up our defenses or hit points. Hitting level 9, Song of Rest gets an upgrade, with our allies now being able to add a d8 when they use a hit die to recover hit points during a short rest. We can also cast 5th level spells, and here are my suggestions: Dominate Person, Hold Monster, Modify Memory, Planar Binding, and Raise Dead. And finally, for level 10, our Bardic Inspiration die improves again, becoming a D10. We can choose 2 more skills to gain expertise with, and we can choose 2 spells from any spell list with magical secrets. For expertise, I went with Intimidation and History. Intimidation is the last social skill in our arsenal. This sudden improvement could be a way to indicate our threats are more than just words, as we are now able to call upon our guild for assistance to follow through on our menacing remarks. Expertise with History could be us diving back into case laws, or looking at the history, impact, and laws created through the guild pact. With magical secrets, I chose to add Counterspell and Summon Undead to our spell list. Counterspell is pretty self-explanatory. This allows us to bust a Phoenix Right and yell objection. Summon Undead grants us the ability to summon our own Thrall Servant. Now let's take a look at our pros and cons. For our pros, we are going to be a highly reliant party face. Whoever needs to be smooth talked, shaken down, or lied to will be handled by us. Expertise in our social skills in combination with Silver Tongue makes us really reliable, probably too reliable. We will also be a solid support, primarily healing our allies, controlling our enemies, or handing out Bardic Inspiration like candy. Now for our cons. This is not an offensive build whatsoever. If you're looking for something that is damage driven, this isn't the build for you. We instead are focused on making others shine, while also finding ways to prevent combat altogether with our smooth talking ways. Naturally, our defenses are subpar. It's best we stand back and cast our spells and let the rest of the team soak up that damage. With that said, I want to hear from you. What kind of character would you play as a member of the Orzhov Syndicate? Let me know down in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, and if you want to see more content like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Alright, I'm out of here. Have a good one.